Have you ever wondered what really goes on inside a marketing analytics course? You hear the buzzwords all the time, but what are the actual concepts and tools they teach that turn all that data into smart decisions? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and give you a real inside look. Let's get into it. So, to get a sense of why this field is just exploding, you only need to look at this one number. The global market for marketing analytics is set to hit $6.4 billion by 2026. Now, that's more than double what it was just back in 2021. This isn't just some passing trend, folks. It is a massive shift in how business gets done. And this quote from EY India just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the problem, right? Companies today are practically drowning in data. We're talking clicks, purchases, loyalty card swipes, social media comments, you name it. The real challenge, and the whole reason this field even exists, is to find the signal in all that noise. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to talk about marketing's data revolution, the why behind it all. Then we'll dive right into a typical course syllabus so you can see what you'd actually be learning. After that, we'll check out the essential tools of the trade. And we'll wrap it all up by looking at the serious career advantage these skills give you. Okay, let's kick things off with that revolution. Why exactly has data become the new center of the entire marketing universe? What's the big deal? Well, the ultimate goal is right here. It's all about taking mountains of raw, messy data and transforming it into clear, actionable insights. It means moving away from marketing based on gut feelings or old habits and shifting towards evidence-based management. Making big decisions backed by cold, hard numbers. That's how you refine campaigns, figure out what customers really want, and of course, boost that all-important return on investment. All right, now for the main event. What do you actually learn if you sign up for one of these courses? We've gone ahead and synthesized syllabi from universities all around the globe to give you the real inside scoop. And, as we looked at these different programs, what was really fascinating was the consistency. I mean, whether you're studying in Lisbon or Toronto, the core principles and the techniques being taught are pretty much the same. It tells us that a global standard is really starting to form around what it takes to be a truly data-driven marketer. So these right here, these are the heavy hitters. These are the pillars you're going to find in pretty much any program you look at. You'll learn how to figure out what a customer is worth over their entire relationship with you, how to slice your audience into meaningful groups, how to predict what they'll do next, and how to tell which of your marketing dollars are actually paying off. Let's just zoom in on predictive modeling for a second, because this one is huge. This is really where the magic happens. It's all about using the data you have about what's happened in the past to make really smart, educated guesses about the future. It's the difference between looking in the rearview mirror and looking ahead through the windshield. And this breaks down two of the most common tools in that predictive toolbox perfectly. On the left, you've got linear regression. Think of this as your how much tool. It predicts a number, like sales. On the right, logistic regression is your yes or no tool. It predicts a simple choice, like will this person buy the product or not? Both are incredibly powerful in different ways. Okay, here's a classic question that gets right to the heart of another one of these core ideas. You've probably seen it, right? Those kind of weird product pairings in the store? Is that just random, or is there a method to the madness? The answer, my friends, is market basket analysis. It's this awesome data mining technique that uncovers hidden connections between things people buy together. By sifting through millions of receipts, a store can find out that, hey, people who buy diapers also tend to buy beer. And they use that insight for everything from product placement to personalized online recommendations. Now, I know segmentation can sound a bit abstract, but this slide lays out the process, and it's actually pretty logical. First, you gather up all the data you can get your hands on. Then, you let some powerful algorithms do the heavy lifting to find the natural groups or clusters in your audience. The next part is kind of fun. You build out detailed profiles or personas for each group. And the big payoff? You can tailor your marketing to speak directly to each one. So, what if you're building a brand new product? How do you know what features to include? Well, that's where conjoint analysis comes in. It's this brilliant survey method that basically forces customers to make trade-offs. Like, would you pay $50 more for a better camera if it meant a little less battery life? By asking a bunch of these questions, it reveals what people truly value and what they'll pay for. It's kind of like a cheat code for product design. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Let's switch gears and talk about the how. What are the actual software tools and languages you'd be using to do all this cool analysis? So, your toolkit usually has a few different layers. You'll start with something familiar, like Excel. It's still fundamental. Then you might level up to statistical software like SPSS. To make all your findings look good and easy to understand, you'll use business intelligence tools like Power BI to build cool dashboards. And then, for the really heavy lifting, the super advanced stuff, you'll graduate to programming languages like R or Python. Now, you always hear people debating R versus Python, and this slide breaks down the difference so well. Just think of it like this. R is all about inference. It was built by statisticians to help you understand the why behind your data. It's perfect for research. Python, on the other hand, is all about production. Its goal is to build models that you can plug into live apps, like a real-time recommendation engine on a website. Okay, so you've learned the concepts, you've mastered the tools. Let's get to the important part. What's the payoff? What's the real-world career advantage that all this gives you? See, the key thing to realize is you're not just learning a few techniques. You are developing a completely new mindset. You learn how to think in a structured way, to make decisions based on real evidence. And this is huge, to take a fuzzy business problem and turn it into a sharp, specific question that data can actually answer. And, just as important, you learn how to communicate what you find to people who need to know. And let me tell you, that skill set is incredibly valuable. These abilities are in super high demand everywhere. Whether you're a marketer in the trenches, a high-level consultant, or a business leader who's responsible for growth. Being able to speak the language of data gives you a massive, massive edge. Because in the end, this is really what it all boils down to. The analysis, the models, the dashboards, the code, all of it is just in service of one thing: telling a clear and compelling story with data. A story that can convince your boss, guide your team, and help you connect with your customers on a whole new level. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. The data is out there right now, and it's telling a story about your customers, your products, and your market. So the real question is, are you equipped to be the one who translates it?